Let's just face it, when you're over 60, getting up in the morning can be a painful experience, but it doesn't have to be. So today I'm going to give you my 5-minute wake-up routine to help you get out of bed in the morning, or use this routine as a warm-up to your exercises. Okay, so before we get into our morning exercises, I just want you to know this is not for everybody. So please check with your healthcare provider if you are uncertain about any of these exercises, and if it hurts, you can stop immediately. So having said that, let's jump into our morning routine. Now these exercises are very gentle, can be used every morning as you wake up with that body stiffness, that achiness, those joint pains that you feel, maybe everywhere in the spine, you feel there's stiffness. But also you can use this routine as a general light warm-up before you do your daily exercises. So the first exercise we are going to get into is a knee hug. So what we're going to do is we're going to either wrap our hands behind our knee like this, if you cannot get your hands around your knees, or if you can, try to get your knee as close to your shoulder as possible. Again, if you have a problem with either had a knee replacement or you've got very, very stiff knees or hips, you can just wrap your hands, lace your fingers like that behind your knee, get a good grip behind your knee, and then gently pull your knee closer to your shoulder. That is the first one. The second one, I want you to circle your bottom ankle for me. Nice big circle. So while we're holding the knee on the one side, you're going to keep the opposite leg straight and circle. Just 10 circles one way, 10 circles the other way, and let's change direction. 1, 2. Nice breathing, keeping the breathing nice and normal. Remember, you're just waking up now. You want to flush out all that carbon dioxide out of your body. 2 and 1, and relax. And we're going to change. We're going to do the same on the other side. Again, either behind your knee, or on this leg, I'm going to try and keep my knee down like this. Also, I'm going to interlace my fingers, keeping it nice and tight, getting a nice stretch in the hip on the back of the glute area. Also helps to relieve the lower back if you have any lower back pain or lower back stiffness. And then we are going to circle the bottom ankle. And again, keep on the breathing. As you breathe in and you breathe out and you relax, you'll find that you'll be able to get this knee closer every time on the exhale. Again, in and out, and you just relax this other leg, just like let it relax completely while circling. Let's change the other side. So be careful that if you press this knee closer to the shoulder, I don't want the bottom knee to lift up like that. It's also very important to get the quads to engage as well as the hip flexors, or the hip extensors in the back rather, to push your leg as straight as you can while you're pulling your knee up. You also want to create that connection between the adductor on this side and the adductor on the opposite leg. They two could be tight. So if you pull your knee up and this leg is lifting, you know we've got tight adductors, and we want to try and get those two apart from each other. So it's so important to almost press your leg into the bed, get a good contraction on the quad, and then circle. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. From here, we are going to go into a hip stretch, and we're going to cross this hip over the opposite knee. And already I can feel a slight stretch, but if you don't feel that stretch, I want you to bring your hands again into the other side, lift this knee, and now grab your fingers behind your leg and hold that position. Now I can feel a good stretch coming out of this hip joint here. And I'm just going to hold that. I'm going to hold that for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep on the breathing in and out. 3, 2, and 1. And let's change. Other side. I'm going to cross over. Make sure my foot is on the opposite knee. And then I'm going to lift and just grab my leg behind. If you can't do that, you can either grab a towel, maybe wrap a towel around the knee and then pull and hold. But if you can, wrap your fingers around the back of your knee. And again, we're going to just hold for 20 to 30 seconds on a side. Get a good stretch on the opposite hip. Again, the breathing is important. Every time you breathe out, I want you to feel you are gaining a little bit more mobility every time on the exhale. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And now we're going to go onto our hamstring stretch. Again, we're going to lock our fingers behind our knee, and then we're going to pull our toes up like that. Okay, so we get a good stretch on the calf as well. And then from there, I also want you to stay with your head on the pillow. I don't want you to pick your head up at any point doing any of these exercises, because you will strain your neck, and that's not the idea. We want to try and create more relaxing stretching to get you ready for the day and to obviously get rid of that stiff joints. So from here, we're going to just extend our leg and hold it there for as tight as you can. The ideal position is you want to create a locked knee position. But if you can't, just go up as far as you feel comfortable. And this is with the opposite leg being bent. It is much harder if you place this leg down and then try and get your leg up again like that. But you can start with bending the opposite leg. That's going to help get you into a better position. But if you're at a point where this is starting to feel a little bit too easy now, you can start lowering this leg all the way down and then start again. But your ideal is to get a 90-degree bend like that with a straight knee. Anything better than a 90 is going to be a bonus, but 90 degrees is enough that you need for now, because very important for bending and squatting and picking things up off the floor, you need to create that type of mobility as a minimum requirement. And relax, let's change. Other leg. We'll start off with a bent knee on the other side. I'm pulling my toes up and I'm straightening my leg as far as I can until I feel a good stretch on the hamstrings, and then I'm going to just hold it there. Nice deep breath in and out. And for some of you, if this is too easy, again, lower that bottom leg down, and now I can really feel a stretch in my hamstring. And let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. If you don't like to do the ankle circles during your hip stretch and you want to feel like you want to do them while you are doing hamstring stretch, that is absolutely fine. You can do them like this, doesn't matter. You can add a little bit of ankle mobility in there, which is also important. I don't know if you feel that your ankles might be a little bit sore in the morning when you get out of bed, or your feet are a little bit tender. This helps with freeing up and just getting that synovial fluid flowing through your joints. And relax. And now for our last exercise, and this is a very important one, and it's also one of the favorites amongst my patients. They absolutely love this exercise, and this is the thoracic spine rotation. But what I do, or what I tell them rather, is we are going to look at getting the most bang for our buck doing this as our morning routine, and that is we're going to create a 90-degree angle at the knees and a 90-degree angle at the hips, and then we're going to place the bottom hand on the hips or the legs, so that you don't move as you are rotating. And then from there, you're going to straighten your arm out in the beginning, keeping the head on the pillow. And as you breathe out, I want you to start rotating. And first, get your shoulder, your opposite shoulder blade, to get as far or as close to the bed as possible before you follow through with the arm. And then the other part of the movement is to get your arm up from level to approximately 45 degrees up, because now I want you to also get into the upper chest portion, that front portion that gives you those rolled forward shoulders, or that poor posture, forward head, all those bad things that we want to try and correct. We're going to add in a postural stretch as well into our morning routine. So I want you to come back, breathe in, and as you breathe out, you start rotating. Keep a little tension on the belly button. Lift your chest so that you create a little bit of a hollowness in the lumbar spine. And as you move, I want you to raise your arm up to about 45 degrees, almost like you are reaching for something overhead. Not too far here. And I also don't want you too straight. I want you in between that angle. And you'll feel that when you're on that angle, because you'll immediately feel this pec muscle pulling. And then from there, you can hold that position, because I first want your shoulder blade to touch the bed before you follow with your hand and your arm. And you just hold it there for a second or two, cycle a deep breath, and you'll feel you just relax into that position, and you come back. And we're going to do 5 per side. Breathe in and out. And now I'm reaching. I almost want you to think that you are reaching for something. There's something that you're trying to reach for. Maybe it's on the wall. Maybe you want to try and get to the light switch, and you are reaching. It's pretending like someone is pulling your arm. You get that nice stretch on the front of the chest, all the way down your spine into the lumbar area. And as well, you're getting some oblique activity here. And come back. Let's go for 3 more. And breathe out. Now when you do this on the other side, I want you to compare the 2 sides with each other. You should be moving the same. If you are stiffer on the one side than on the other side, breathe out. I want you to do either more reps or longer pauses at the bottom. And let's do 1 more and then we'll change. And breathe out and rotate. This is absolutely an amazing stretch. You are going to love this. Now, if you've had back surgery, it's okay to do this with back surgery. You just have to be a little bit more mindful of your movement. But again, you would speak to your healthcare provider. But I do give this to some of my patients who've had either lumbar fusions or thoracic spine fusions. It is still important to move your spine even though you've had back surgery. But be cautious that you always want to move with intent, and you want to use your breathing and allow enough control in the core to stabilize the spine. So if you can only move up to there, that's fine. You can stop there, take a deep breath in and breathe out, relax, and then come back. If you're not sure how far you can move, play around in that area. You want to feel comfortable before you move further. Okay, I've done this lots of times before, 1,000,000 times perhaps. So I'm quite free with moving and know what my range is, my end range. Breathe out, making sure you're getting that 45-degree angle, so you get the upper pec muscles pulling as well. And you can almost feel your shoulder blade behind you is actually moving down across into my opposite glute, that direction. And come back as it's pulling on my thoracic spine. Another important aspect of this rotation, it's actually a rotation, extension, and reach pattern that we are trying to do here. So another aspect is to get your chest up, raising that chest, not just to give you a little bit of a hollowness in the lumbar spine to support the lumbar area so that you can rotate out of the thoracic spine, but also if you have a little bit of kyphosis or that curved spine, you can actually help correct that by picking up the chest, pulling the belly button in, breathe out, drawing this rib cage down, and get back as far as you can. Breathe out, cycle a breath at the bottom portion, relax completely, feel how everything pulls almost like a spiral. It pulls all the way from the fingertips, the arm, across the chest, down the rib cage, down the obliques, into the hips, into the lower back, through the thoracic spine, and hold. 3, 2, 1, and come back. And then we finish our morning routine, and what we'll do is we'll just do a few deep breaths, breathing everything into the belly, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth, everything into the tummy, nothing into the chest. And 3 more. I'm placing my hands on my stomach because I want you to feel you are bulging out your stomach. You are blowing it up like a balloon. And when you breathe out, I want you to feel the balloon contract so far as that you can feel the belly button actually moving down towards the bed. And 2 more. And 1 more. And there we go, and relax. And we are done. And that is your morning routine to get you out of bed, pain-free, ache-free, a lot more lubricated joints, and moving more freely. Plus, the breathing at the end is an added bonus just to help expel a lot of that carbon dioxide that you picked up during the night and get the oxygen flowing through to the brain, and also make you a little bit more alert in the morning. If you like this video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and tell me how these exercises are working for you, and maybe share them with a friend. See you next time.